Yo, yo, yo! Welcome back to another episode of Shy Bulls Podcast. On today's episode, I gotta talk about it. The Chicago Bulls, they went in front of the cameras and the microphones yesterday, and Zach Lavine got honest about the current state of the locker room. For that, we gonna talk after the music.
Cognac. Gang.
Shy Bulls Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on another episode for me and my co-host C-Dub. Look, y'all, like I mentioned before, if you like what you listen to, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. But Zach Lavine, he got honest about the Bulls locker room, and it was very telling. And honestly, after hearing what the hell he said, it made a lot of sense. But let's dive into it. I mean, we already know. We just added Pat Bev up in here, and that's a guy who Zach Lavine says that you hate to play against, but you love him on your team. And Zach Lavine was honest. He was like, I've been trying to recruit Pat Bev for several years. But the telling part is when Zach Lavine said that now adding Patrick Beverly, the Bulls haven't had a locker room leader or a vocal leader like Pat Bev since Thad Young was in the locker room. Bro. That was 2 years ago, over 2 years ago now. Like, Vooch couldn't come in and be that guy? Maybe not. Okay, that's cool. DeMar couldn't come in and be that guy? If I was picking amongst the two, in my honest opinion, it should have been either DeMar or Zach Lavine to be the locker room leader or the vocal leader. And to hear Zach Lavine go out and say that they haven't had that, it shows it really makes sense now. It makes sense on what the hell the Bulls were doing these last few weeks on this 6-game losing streak. They didn't have the leadership. They didn't have the vocal leader or the locker room leader to go out and say, hey, we got to close these games better. Hey, we got to hold ourselves accountable. Like, we heard these guys go in and have meetings and things like that, but from the reports after the Minnesota game, it's just that they had a shouting match. Okay, so then now when you think about it, was that really locker room leadership? Maybe they were trying to hold Zach Lavine or other players accountable, but did it really matter? And who was the voice that was spoken? Was it Goran Dragic? Because to be honest, as a young guy myself, if I'm playing on a team, Goran Dragic wouldn't be. I would respect him as a vet, but I wouldn't. So for lack of a better word or a better way to put it, I wouldn't necessarily follow his lead. That's just me though, from the outside looking in. I don't know how this guy is. I don't know how professional he is. And then Nikola Vucevic, I'd be like, hey, you big bitch. What the fuck you think? What you think you about to do up in here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or something like that. The guys that I would tailor to, if that fits my personality, I would say a DeMar DeRozan or Zach Lavine. Now, I can't say that about all the guys that was on the team, but it seems like the guys were following the lead of DeMar DeRozan, because if you listen to Patrick Williams, he trained with DeMar DeRozan. Ayo Dosunmu, DeMar DeRozan is going to support him when he's, going to play in certain games or exhibitions or getting his, accolades and playing in, during the game, during All-Star Week. It was always DeMar being mentioned. And those guys seem like they follow his lead and they didn't follow anyone else's lead. And that comes to now leading me to question, okay, so now you taking these guys under your wing, but what are the words that you saying to them? Where's the accountability? Where's the help to help these guys improve? Because if we keeping it a buck, Patrick Williams hasn't done much. You know what I'm saying? We see glimpses and things like that here and there, but at the end of the day, I believe Patrick Williams can be much better than what he has shown. And then we talk about Ayo Dosunmu, another guy who was under DeMar DeRozan's wing. He kind of took a step back to me this year. Now, I'm not saying all this to bash DeMar DeRozan, because sometimes there are times of leadership. Everyone is not going to be the vocal guy, the rah-rah guy. So most people are going to come out and they just going to lead by example, i.e. a Kawhi Leonard. He don't say shit. He just come out and lead by example. Or Kevin Durant. He don't say much. He just want to hoop. He going to come out and put up a performance and expect you to play with him. But then you got the vocal leaders. You got the Draymond Greens. You got people like that. You know what I'm saying? The Draymond Greens, the Pat Bevs, those kind of leaders. You know what I'm saying? The Russell Westbrooks, the fiery guys. You know what I'm saying? Rajon Rondo, the fiery guys that get that's going to apply that pressure and expect you to follow their lead. And I kind of feel like that's what the Bulls need at this particular moment. They got to tread on over to that next step, because the leadership that has been shown in this locker room and on the court is not good enough, and it hasn't been sustainable over the last year, the calendar year now. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that we got to go ahead and work on, and hopefully Pat Bev can be that guy. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people think that if you're the best player on the team, you have to be the leader. Sometimes that's not the case, because if that's the case, why is Draymond Green the leader of the Golden State Warriors? He's not the best player, but he's the leader of the team. And everybody knows that when he's not out there, the team is lacking intensity. They lack a little bit of heart, not completely. You know what I'm saying? But there are some things that are Draymond Green is not on the court with the Golden State Warriors. So bringing in Pat Bev could potentially be something. I'm not going to buy a whole bunch of stock in it, but man, is it much more exciting than what the hell we were expecting before, you know what I'm saying, before he announced that he was coming home. Because we was like, damn, can the Bulls really do it? Now we got Pat Bev, somebody who came in and he's saying all the great stuff. But the difference is between him and others saying great stuff, we know Pat Bev is gonna come to work. He gonna come to work. And that's what matters. He's gonna come to work. And we know that those words at least will match up with the play. You can never question how hard Pat Bev plays. You know what I'm saying? So again, it is what it is when it comes down to the Chicago Bulls at this particular moment. I know a lot of people, we did the Cognac Boy Invasion, the Chicago Bulls open mic yesterday, had people come on. They was like, hey, I'm giving about 70 to 65% chance that the Bulls make the playoffs, but we shall see. Hopefully the added locker room voice that Zach Lavine speaks on now helps us get on a nice little streak. Can we finally get over 3 games in a row without losing 3 games immediately after that? Can we do that? The game tomorrow, Friday night, is against the Brooklyn Nets. That's the first test. So, hey, we just gonna see. And I shout out to Pat Bev for going ahead and say, Zach Lavine, your job is to not pass the ball. Your job is to put the ball in the basket. So shout out to him. Pat Bev's message, and Pat Bev had a message for Bulls Nation that I feel like I'm gonna have to get out there and say to y'all. He said, Bulls Nation, it's been a while. I'm excited. I'm here, man. I can't wait to get started. I can't wait to see you guys. I can't wait to see you guys in the playoffs. Let's do this. That's it. And I know we probably overhyping it, but hell, it's more exciting than what the hell we was dealing with about a week ago. I'm telling you that right now. We got a lot of Pat Bev commentary going on, but at the end of the day, Pat Bev coming on, it seemed like it's going to be an igniter to the team who lacks fire. So hopefully we can go ahead and get right. Can we get right? Just make a playoff push, get into the playoffs, have a good first round, and then just call it that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see him making it past that, but that's another topic for another day. And that is what it is, man. If y'all like what y'all listening to today, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you want to be a part of the mailbag episodes, go ahead and leave us a voicemail on that number, 773-242-9219. This is another episode of Shy Boys Podcast. I'm going to catch y'all on the next.
Cognac. Gang.